Hello. It's a bit of a different view than my normal. Light's not great, but the best I can manage in a shitty hotel room. Well, shitty, it's a bloody Hilton. Should be pretty good. Right. Since last time I spoke to you, Gundam Builders World Cup was about to finish, and the deadline was fast approaching. I did finish. I did manage to enter, but it was a tight squeeze. Yeah. I don't know how well I did or how well I will do. So it's currently the 9th of October. Judging should have happened for the regionals on the 3rd. We've not heard anything yet. And I don't know how far away the final result is for GBWC proper. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to play you a short montage of my build and then the glamour shot of the final result. So here you go. And there is my result. Build. Yeah, I'm not very well, so you'll excuse me a bit. I'm away with work at the moment. I was away with work last week, and everything has caught up with me, and I now feel like shit. So, yay. But I'm in Scotland, so hence the view. So, not to keep this video about 30 seconds long, I also wanted to talk about some of the other entrants that I've seen from the UK's GBWC. I'm not going to talk about anyone from a different country because the judging system is completely different. So yeah, what I've got is a presentation slide, super engineering presenting type view. So yeah, right. So first off the bat, Scruffy Figs. I don't know his real name. He's put together a RX-78 fighting a Zagok, I think. Please don't tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. With LEDs. Now, everything I've taken from this presentation is from people's Instagrams, because that's my main source of information for all of this. And the format will be, for all of it, images of the presentation of their work on the left and their Instagram bio captured on the right. So Scruffy Figures is the only one I've got two pictures of, because he's not, well, I'm not sure how to word this. He's put his work in lit and unlit. So here's the glamour shot of it lit, and then I'll show you the wide shot. And yeah, I think he's got a very good chance of winning this year. A very clean, aesthetically built, nice build. 3 master grades by the looks, all in one little diorama. Yeah, I really like this. Colour scheme is nice, clean, different for the Zagox. Shows off his painting skills. RX-78 is very true to its colour scheme. I really like the blue on the chest, stands out nicely, And that beam saber effect is really, really nice. So, top tier contender. Next we've got Mochi Mecha. I don't know much about her. I only found out about her recently. And I don't think her photography skills have really sold the work that she's done. I like the concept, but I can't really see much in what she's taken a picture of so far. I think some better lighting, more clearer imagery would really show off her work better. I don't really want to say too much more because I can't see it to say it's good or bad. But again, all the best. Rich does wargaming, and he's done from what I can see, a Gundam Build Fighters themed build where he's kit bashed I'm assuming that's a Barbatos high grade with other figures in. Really nice build. But yeah, I don't think it's got the chops to fight with some of the other better quality diorama-esque builds that we've seen. And it was the same as what I entered last year. And a really nicely painted figure, but on its own, stood there. It's not gonna push for anything really, I don't think. I like it. It's very well executed, just yeah. I think you need the diorama to win GBWC. And unfortunately the same thing again here. Hall of Gunpla. Really nicely built, nicely painted Origin Zaku, I want to say. High grade. Lovely little bit of airbrushing work on that. Seam lines not being removed properly on the thighs, not the calves, but it's a really nicely painted kit, but will suffer from a lack of diorama surrounding it. And here's another contender, I think, for a GBWC position is Gunpla. A Barbatos kit, some customization, custom paintwork, and a really nice diorama to go around the back of it. Photography skills really top notch as well. Model is in prime focus at the front of the image. Background doesn't get taken away from by being out of focus. Yeah, I think this is another right up there contender. I'm just going to say his name, Matt Weatherly. A miniature painter who's jumped the bridge, crossed the bridge, jumped the gap, whatever. He's now into Gundams as well, and I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about Seed. Looks a really nicely painted kit, simple diorama, really effective, dynamic posing. Yeah, I like it. Could win something, might win the lot. It just depends on what the judges like. Yeah, that looks really good, doesn't it? And then Patrick, I'm not going to try and say his Instagram handle, but I know this is a real grade Xeon with, I'm going to assume that's potentially master grade parts around the back of it, and a custom Thunderbolt style fuel tank booster unit. Really clever little custom bit of work by a really clean, crisp paintwork. No weathering, but yeah. And there's so much going on with this one piece on its own. I don't think it needs a diorama. It is a showpiece unit. Really nice custom base as well, looking at that. Yeah. It just speaks for itself, doesn't it? Really clean, crisp work. The Forge of Mars, I believe he is a miniature painter mainly. The nice Zaku high grade, or no, this would be the Universal Century version. Nice. No, that's actually the master grade because it's got the master grade because it's got the extension tower using the beam saber effect as a beam blast. Yeah, very straightforward but well executed matte color scheme with really effective details like chipping and stuff like that. Yeah, you can't really go wrong, but potentially a bit too basic for. I feel like I write dicks in this. Yeah, I don't think there's enough going on, enough of interest to go on to challenge with the GBWC here. Bushy browser. Yeah, that's right. With a multiple kit bashed, and massive diorama. I've got to be honest, this looks fantastic. I think the only problem I can see by here is that I don't know where to focus on. What is the... It does look good, doesn't it? Really crisp colours painted well. Two different suits. You can tell they aren't from the same teams or the universe. Yeah, it's just really well executed build. Yeah, I like this one. Bit of an outlier for something. They may appreciate the technical skills involved and the individual models as a cohesive unit, but yeah, dark horse potentially for an entry or a win. KJA Customs, looking at his bio, he's going to be an under 21 entrant. There's not a lot I can see here. I've had a flick through the other pictures, and he's done himself a disservice by enclosing his diorama too much into something you can't see from one side. You've got to see it from 2 or 3 different sides to really appreciate what's going on. But technically really skilled paintwork, good diorama skills, compact, concise, just a really good, nice effort. And then Derelict Pixie, he was a 2024 second place winner for the UK with his Grim Dark Barbatos, and looks like he's done a second attempt at the same style, let's say, with a Grim Dark Grime Punk going off his bio. And I don't know, it's so heavily customized, I don't know what the original kit is. But yeah, looking at it, that is absolutely fantastic. I would take a punt that is a high grade with 4 fans from a computer as a base. Really clever little bit of work. Not my cup of tea, but based on last year, he hits it off with the judges, so you could see another winner by here, another place. And my poor editing skills, I didn't make that box fit. Rivals Corner with not very good photography in their video, and that's my fault for capturing a video, not a picture of it. Nicely detailed, nicely weathered, simple design kit. Again, I think it just suffers from there's not enough pizzazz, let's say, to really sell itself. Now this one I think is another shit hot potential. He won last year, JCX Gunpla, and I'm kind of sorry that you can't see the detail of this. You need to go and look at this and zoom in on it because it's absolutely fantastic. I think the only thing that potentially is going to let him down is that there's so much going on. Again, he's enclosed it into, you can't see it all from one angle. You've got 4 or 5 kits in this, all fighting for attention, but really nicely executed. One single line of focus along one plane, all the kits in one plane. Really nice. And I think, yeah, another potential winner. And then Gundam Drupler, and a really, really good technically executed kit. Gone with the realistic colour scheme, what I would potentially say is a realistic colour scheme of, you know, more naval colours, greys, dark greys, light greys. And the only thing I've got to say bad about this is, where is the gun cannon? He's put 2 out of 3 of the white base team, and not the gun cannon, which is arguably the best design. Come on. But no, yeah, I really like this. I think it's going to be potentially an outlier. I'd like to see it finish someplace. And there we go. My shitty editing skills means that I've left a blank page at the end. So there you are, folks. Right, I am back. And yeah, I get to go home tomorrow morning. Nice early flight. Yeah, this GBWC run has really given me a kick up the arse for my Gundam building. I think I'm going to potentially spend the rest of the year and early next year just doing different Gundam builds. I've already started concept planning for 2026's competition. I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of long-term project work for it to get done. Only thing I'm going to say is I want to transition to doing some master grade work for next year. Yeah, this really got me going. But I'm going to fight this bloody cold off first. So, as always, diolch, daborch, and all star.